It all started with a phone call. Hey, Tom, how's life? Hey, Michael, same old, same old. Home, family, work. By the way, I recently heard an amazing story. Want to hear it? Sure, I love inspiring stories. It's about Jack Harper, who was homeless in Chicago and now is a famous chef. Incredible. How did he do it? Well, listen, it all started when he found a cookbook at a landfill.
Chapter 1. At the Bottom.
The city was a blend of old-world charm and high-tech future. Majestic skyscrapers reached for the sky, lit up by the glow of advertising screens and neon signs. The streets were bustling with people, their faces reflecting a range of emotions, from exhaustion to excitement. Technological advancements had made life more convenient, but the gap between wealth and poverty was more noticeable than ever. Jack Harper lived on the fringes of one of the city's most prestigious restaurants, Lux. In the evenings when the neon signs flickered to life and reflected in the puddles on the asphalt, he would find a secluded spot next to the trash bins. The smell of garbage mixed with the aromas of exquisite dishes wafting from the restaurant's kitchen, creating a stark contrast between the world inside and the world outside. Jack woke up on the cold, hard asphalt, feeling the ache in his body from the night's chill. His clothes were worn and dirty, and his shoes had long lost their soles. He slowly got up, brushing off the remnants of trash. His eyes showed fatigue, but deep inside, a spark of hope lingered. I used to think I could turn my life around, Jack reflected, glancing at the darkness around him. But every day feels the same. Every day is a struggle to survive. He watched as wealthy restaurant patrons stepped out of their luxurious cars, glittering with diamonds and clad in fashionable clothes. Their laughter and casual conversations seemed to come from a different world, one that was out of his reach. How can they be so happy when there's so much pain and suffering around? Jack thought, feeling a pang of bitterness and envy. But I can't give up. I have to find a way out of this. The night was cool, the air filled with the smell of exhaust and dampness. In the distance, police sirens and the noise of city life could be heard. The streets were lit up by billboards advertising everything money could buy. To Jack, it was a constant reminder of his current situation. He was at rock bottom, but a dream of a better life still burned in his heart. At that moment, Bob, another homeless man with whom Jack shared both bread and troubles, approached him. "Hey, Jack, find anything?" Bob asked, hoping for even a tiny bit of luck. "No, just a bunch of discarded wrappers. You?" Jack replied, wiping his forehead with his sleeve. "Nothing either. This city is getting tougher every day." Jack looked up at the star-studded sky and sighed. He knew the odds of success in this city were slim, but he couldn't afford to lose hope. His thoughts kept returning to how he might change his life if only he had a chance. This was the beginning of his story, a tale of hope, survival, and an unshakable belief that even from the deepest depths, one could rise to the top.
Chapter 2. The Book Found.
Another cold evening settled over Chicago. The city lights flickered brightly, reflecting off the windows of tall buildings, creating an illusion of festivity. But for those forced to spend the night on the streets, it was just a reminder of pleasures out of reach. The alleys behind restaurants and stores where Jack found himself were shrouded in semi-darkness, lit only by occasional street lamps. The sounds of the city echoed distant sirens mixed with the rustling of the wind chasing litter across the pavement. Jack Harper, a seasoned drifter, roamed the back alleys of Lux in search of food. He knew these places well, but tonight something unusual awaited him. Jack felt hunger and fatigue. His face was covered in dust and grime, his hands trembled from the cold. Inside he felt hollow, as if all hope for a better future had long left him. But Jack always believed in miracles, in the idea that fate could still bring unexpected gifts. How much longer can I live like this? Jack pondered, rummaging through the trash bins. Every day feels the same, no hope for change, but maybe today I'll get lucky. His hands touched something unusual among the waste. It was an old, battered book. He picked it up and brushed off the dirt and dust. The cover read, "Cookbook, Recipes for Every Occasion." No way! This is a cookbook! Jack couldn't believe his eyes. Who would have thought I'd find something like this? Maybe it's a sign? "What's that you've got there?" came the voice of Bob, his fellow sufferer, who had come closer. "A cookbook," Jack replied, showing his find. "I'm thinking of trying to cook something if I can find the ingredients." "Are you serious? In this city? Who's going to care about your cooking, Jack?" Bob sneered. "Maybe someone will," Jack said confidently. "At the very least, it gives me hope." Jack felt a strange sensation of excitement and hope. The book in his hands seemed like more than just a collection of recipes. It was a symbol of possible change, a chance to turn his life around, and maybe even the lives of others. The night grew colder, but Jack no longer felt the chill as sharply. He was absorbed in thoughts of how this book could change his life. Under the streetlights, he flipped through the pages, reading recipes and tips, dreaming of the day he could put his newfound knowledge to use. "If I can make something tasty out of what I find, maybe someone will notice," Jack mused. "This book is my chance. I can't let it slip away." Thus, our hero, feeling a surge of new strength and inspiration, was ready to start his journey toward change. Jack knew there would be many challenges ahead, but now he had a goal and the means to achieve it.
Chapter 3. The Path to Mastery.
The next morning after finding the cookbook, Chicago woke up under a gray sky. A light rain drizzled on the dirty asphalt, making the cold and dampness even more palpable. For the average city dweller, it was just another day, but for Jack Harper, it marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Jack was in his usual hideout, a deserted warehouse near the Lux restaurant. The warehouse was covered in graffiti, and the inside was shrouded in semi-darkness. In a corner, next to some cardboard boxes, Jack had set up an improvised cooking area, using an old metal barrel as a stove. Jack felt a mix of excitement and determination. Thoughts of new dishes and possibilities swirled in his head. His eyes gleamed with enthusiasm, and his hands, though slightly trembling from the cold, confidently held the recipe book. "Oh yeah, this book is my shot. I can't let it slip away," Jack thought, flipping through the pages and reading the recipes. "If I can make something tasty out of what I find, maybe someone will notice." At first, Jack used the simplest ingredients he found in trash bins and received from charities. He cooked soups from vegetable scraps, bread from old rolls, and porridges from grains. Gradually, his skills improved. He experimented with spices and techniques, creating something new out of nothing. Inside the abandoned warehouse, despite the cold and dampness, the aroma of freshly cooked food filled the air. This attracted the attention of other destitute people like himself. People came to taste his dishes and brought their meager supplies of food, hoping for a miracle. Every day is a new challenge, Jack thought, watching his makeshift kitchen come to life. But I'm starting to believe that I really have a talent, and maybe this is my way to a better life. "Jack, this is the best thing I've tasted in a long time," exclaimed one of the homeless men after tasting the soup. "Thank you. I'm doing my best," Jack replied modestly, feeling proud of his achievements. "You're really talented, Jack. Maybe you could find a job in one of the restaurants?" "Maybe," Jack replied thoughtfully. "But for now, I want to keep learning and improving." Jack didn't rest on his laurels. He studied every page of the cookbook, wrote down his own recipes, and made notes. His little kitchen became a place of gathering and hope for many people. Jack cooked with love and faith that one day his hard work would pay off. Every morning began with the search for new ingredients, and evenings ended with discussions with Bob and other friends. Jack shared his thoughts and plans, hoping that one day he could change not only his life, but also the lives of those around him. "I can become more than just a drifter," Jack thought as he lay down on his modest bed. "I can prove that even from the lowest depths, you can rise to the top. And I will do it. The main thing is not to give up and believe in yourself." Jack felt that his journey to mastery had just begun and new trials and achievements awaited him. But he was ready for any challenges, confident in his abilities, and determined to change his fate.
Chapter 4. Meeting Edward Miller.
Spring in Chicago brought the long-awaited warmth. The city came alive, turning green, and the fresh air filled the streets. The evening sun bathed the skyscrapers in its golden light, creating a cozy and peaceful atmosphere. People enjoyed the warmth, strolling through parks and along the waterfront. But for Jack Harper and his friends, it was just another chance to find something to eat or earn a little money on the street. Jack was still in his makeshift cooking corner behind the Lux restaurant. He continued to prepare meals for his friends and those in need of a hot meal. That evening, he was cooking a vegetable and rice stew with ingredients he had managed to scrounge up during the day. Jack felt a mix of fatigue and satisfaction. His cooking skills were improving every day, and he was proud to help others. But despite this, he still dreamed of something more, of a real kitchen, of a chance to show his talents to the world. I know I can make something of myself, Jack thought, stirring the stew. These people need me, and I'm glad I can help, but I feel like my place is somewhere else, in a real kitchen. Just then, an elegantly dressed man approached him. His suit was impeccably tailored, and his eyes gleamed with confidence and interest. It was Edward Miller himself, the owner of the Lux restaurant. "Hello, are you the cook named Jack?" the man asked, stopping next to Jack. Jack looked up and saw a stranger. "Yes, that's me. How can I help you?" he replied, surprised by the unexpected visit. "I'm Edward Miller, the owner of this restaurant. I've heard about your culinary talents and wanted to learn more," Edward said, smiling. "Really? You've heard about me?" Jack couldn't believe his ears. "I just cook with what I find. It's not such great talent." "Don't be so modest," Edward replied gently. "I tried one of your dishes and was impressed. Your skills deserve better. I'd like to offer you a job at my restaurant." "Is this for real? Is my chance finally here?" Jack felt his heart beat faster. This could change everything. The evening light softened Edward's features, creating an atmosphere of trust and hope. Jack felt a mix of joy and fear, joy that his dream could become a reality, and fear of the unknown future. "Do you really want me to work for you?" Jack asked, still not believing his luck. "Yes, I'm sure of it. You have real talent, and I want you to develop it in a professional kitchen," Edward answered confidently. "Thank you, sir. It's an honor," Jack said, barely holding back tears. "I won't let you down." Edward helped Jack get settled in a hotel and provided him with clean clothes. The next day, for the first time in a long while, Jack felt like a new man. He got up early, dressed in his new uniform, and headed to work at the restaurant. The Lux restaurant was the epitome of luxury and sophistication. The spacious kitchen, equipped with the latest technology, seemed like a dream to Jack. He couldn't believe this was now his workplace. "It's like a dream," Jack thought, looking around. "I'm finally here. This is my chance to show what I'm capable of." "Welcome to our team, Jack," the head chef greeted him, extending a hand. "Edward has told us a lot about you. We're glad to have you here." "Thank you," Jack replied, feeling the support. "I'll do my best to live up to your expectations." Thus, meeting Edward Miller became a turning point for Jack. It opened doors to a new world full of opportunities and hopes. Jack was ready for new challenges and believed that his life would now change forever.
Chapter 5. A Fresh Start.
Chicago greeted Jack with a sunny morning. The first rays of the sun streamed through the tall windows of the Lux restaurant, bathing the kitchen in a soft golden light. The spacious room, with its modern equipment, gleaming stainless steel surfaces, and neatly arranged kitchen utensils, seemed like a true paradise for a chef. Jack stood in the center of the kitchen, still not believing that this was his new workplace. Around him, other chefs and kitchen staff bustled about, preparing for the start of the workday. The smell of fresh ingredients filled the air, mingling with the aromas of morning coffee and pastries. Jack felt a mix of excitement and joy. His heart was beating faster and his hands trembled slightly, but he was determined to show his best. In his new, clean, and tidy uniform, he felt like part of something important and significant. "This is really happening," Jack thought, looking around. "I'm in a real kitchen among professionals. This is my chance to prove my worth." Jack began his first day with simple tasks. He chopped vegetables, prepped ingredients, and carefully watched the senior chefs at work. Every move he made was precise and deliberate, as if he had been working in such a kitchen his whole life. His confidence grew with each new task. The kitchen was full of life and movement. The chefs exchanged jokes and comments, creating a friendly and supportive atmosphere. The sounds of chopping, boiling, and frying created a harmonious chaos that inspired Jack to achieve more. "Jack, you're doing great," one of the chefs said, watching him work. "Not every newbie can adapt so quickly." "Thanks," Jack replied, smiling. "I'm trying my best." I really belong here, Jack thought, feeling the warmth of his colleagues' support. These people believe in me, and I can't let them down. With each passing day, Jack became more confident in his abilities. He learned new recipes, took advice from more experienced chefs, and wasn't afraid to tackle challenging tasks. His dishes became more refined and professional. Soon he began receiving praise not only from his colleagues, but also from the restaurant's patrons. At the Lux restaurant, there was an atmosphere of perfection and mastery. Every evening was a true feast for gourmets, and Jack was proud that his contributions helped create this magic. I can achieve great things, Jack thought, preparing one of his signature dishes. This is just the beginning of my journey. One evening, after an especially successful dinner service, Edward Miller approached Jack. "Jack, I'd like to talk to you," Edward said, inviting him to his office. "Of course, sir," Jack replied, feeling a slight nervousness. In the office, Edward sat behind his large oak desk and gestured for Jack to sit across from him. "Jack, I see that you are truly talented," Edward began. "You've become an important part of our team in a very short time." "Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful for this opportunity," Jack replied, humbly lowering his eyes. "That's not all. I'd like to offer you more," Edward continued. "How would you like to become my assistant? You'll work on new dishes and help develop the menu." "This is incredible. I never thought I could achieve such success," Jack thought, not believing his ears. "This is my chance to show everything I'm capable of." "I would be honored to accept your offer, sir," Jack said, feeling his heart fill with joy and pride. "I'll do my best to live up to your trust." From that day on, Jack's life changed. He became not just a cook, but a full-fledged team member, working side by side with Edward and other professionals. He participated in creating new dishes, conducted tastings, and contributed his ideas to the restaurant's menu. Jack felt his dream becoming a reality. The Lux restaurant's kitchen became a place where Jack could fully unleash his potential. The atmosphere of creativity and support inspired him to new achievements. He was determined to continue improving and delighting people with his culinary masterpieces. Jack knew that new challenges awaited him, but now he was confident in his abilities and ready for any test. His new start marked the beginning of a great journey, promising to be full of successes and accomplishments.
Chapter 6. Success and Recognition.
It had been several years since Jack first stepped through the doors of Lux Restaurant as a cook. Chicago had changed along with him, undergoing many transformations. The city had become even brighter and more dynamic, and Lux had become one of the most prestigious places in town. The restaurant was decorated in a modern style with classic elements, creating an atmosphere of coziness and luxury. Large windows overlooked a bustling street, offering a view of the cityscape. Inside, there was a soft, dim light provided by candles and elegant fixtures, creating an intimate and sophisticated ambiance. Jack Harper was no longer just a cook, he was a renowned chef. His name had become synonymous with culinary skill and creativity. He felt a deep sense of satisfaction and pride in what he had accomplished. Every day, he found joy in his work, savoring each moment. "I've come a long way," Jack thought, standing in his kitchen and watching his team at work. "But all the effort has been worth it. I proved I could achieve my goals despite all the challenges." Thanks to Jack and his team's efforts, Lux had received numerous awards and accolades. Patrons flocked to the restaurant from all over the city and even from other states to taste Jack's creations. His menu combined traditional recipes with modern techniques, creating unique flavor combinations. Evenings at Lux were lively and joyous. The dining room buzzed with conversations and laughter as guests enjoyed the exquisite dishes. In the kitchen, there was a harmonious flow of work, with each team member knowing their role and acting as part of a unified mechanism. Jack led the process with a confident hand, adding the final touches to each dish. "It's an incredible feeling to know people appreciate your work," Jack mused as he served another dish. "Every smile on a guest's face, every word of thanks, is a reward for all my efforts." One evening, after an especially successful dinner, Edward Miller approached Jack. They stood on the restaurant's veranda, enjoying the cool spring air. Jack, I want to congratulate you, Edward said, smiling. You've exceeded all my expectations. Our restaurant has become one of the best because of you. Thank you, Edward, Jack replied, feeling his heart swell with pride. But it's not just my achievement. We have a great team, and everyone contributes. You've always been humble, Jack, Edward noted, but your talent and determination made this success possible. I'm proud that I once offered you the job. Jack's journey didn't stop at becoming a head chef. He also started mentoring young cooks. He conducted master classes, shared his experience, and inspired others to follow their dreams. His path from a wanderer to a celebrated chef became an example for many, showing that perseverance and self-belief can overcome any obstacle. Lux continued to thrive, becoming a symbol of success and culinary artistry. Each night was filled with the joy and delight of guests savoring Jack's masterpieces. The kitchen was a place of creativity and camaraderie, where everyone felt part of something great. I've found my place in this world, Jack thought, looking at his team. I've shown that the past doesn't define the future. The key is to believe in your dreams and never give up. Success and recognition were not just the pinnacle of Jack's career, but the start of a new chapter. He continued to strive for perfection, inspiring others with his example. His story became a legend, reminding everyone of the power of dreams and the possibilities that open up for those who dare to move forward. Thus, Jack Harper's journey from a wanderer to a renowned chef became a symbol of hope and self-belief. His success showed that even the boldest dreams could come true if you believe in yourself and work hard to achieve them.
What conclusions can be drawn from this story of Jack Harper?
Absolutely, Jack Harper's story is truly inspiring. Here are 5 insightful takeaways from his journey, each carrying a valuable lesson. Lesson 1, the power of dreams and perseverance. Jack Harper's story teaches us that dreams can become reality if we put in the effort and never give up. Even in the toughest circumstances, perseverance and self-belief can lead to extraordinary achievements. Lesson 2, opportunities lie in unexpected places. Jack found his calling thanks to a chance discovery at a landfill. This instance shows that opportunities can be hidden in the most unexpected places. Stay open to new ideas and possibilities, and they will eventually find you. Lesson 3, the importance of support and mentorship. Meeting Edward Miller was a turning point in Jack's life. This story highlights the importance of support and mentorship. Never hesitate to seek help and share your dreams with others. You never know who might help you realize them. Lesson 4, don't let the past define your future. Jack faced numerous trials and hardships, but didn't let his past define his future. His story reminds us that the past shouldn't limit our potential. We can always start anew and build our lives the way we want. Lesson 5, belief in yourself and your abilities. Dang. Jack Harper achieved success because he believed in his abilities and potential. This story teaches us that self-belief is a crucial factor in success. If you believe in yourself, no obstacle can stop you. These lessons can inspire readers to reflect on their own life goals and motivations, helping them find the strength and opportunities to achieve success in any circumstance.